did your mother, Duchess Eleanor, get upset when you went home yesterday?
No, but my nurse Cat threw a fit over my soiled skirts.
I'll bet. I wouldn't complain about soiled skirts if I were you.
Right. But you always refuse to let me help in any of the work. Surely you could use my help in this year's harvest. So how's it been going? I mean, the harvest. It seems to be doing well.
The harvest has been mercifully bountiful this year. The harvest is halfway in. The village should be well stocked for wintertime, thanks to the new waterways that were built so we can have clean water.
Well, I'm glad that you finally got clean water. I mean, it seems that it helped the plants a lot. Plus, they also made the road into town much more easier for travel.
That's true. It was so hard to get around. I heard your father was thinking of making more roads, but if they did, then it would cut right through the middle of our land. Thanks to your father's final decision, we don't have to worry about that.
Well, I'll make sure to thank him for you. So, what is your family going to be doing this winter?
We'll be doing the same things that we did last year. Mother and I will mend the clothes while Father and the boys make more tools. Father was also thinking about killing our mama goat for meat. Mostly we'll be living on the foods that we are storing right now, like root vegetables.
Did your father grow enough food for you to trade later?
Yes, he was planning on trading some of our crops for things to fix up his tools. He was also hoping that he could get enough to buy this new book that has a part on how to keep our horses healthy, but it's too much money. We're hoping to get it through one of his friends, who runs a merchant stand in the middle of town. He meets with all the travelers, and he will haggle a fair price, mostly for goods for goods. How has your father's trading been going?
It's really good. The last of the major traders have just left our house. Some traveled for months to reach our city. They brought very useful goods, such as tea, salt, blue and whiteware, and gold and silver and spices.
Oh, I hear my mother calling. I'm sorry, but I have to help out with the clothing. I'll see you tomorrow in the town square.
Yeah, sure. We'll meet. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Hello, Father. What are you busy with?
I'm just going over some reports before they're sent out.
What kind of reports are they? Are they the ones I heard you and my brothers talking about? The ones about our land?
Yes, they're the ones. They're outlining who we govern, and their families, and the people who work for our land.
The serfs?
Yes, it seems that we were able to increase our amount that we own. We grew rich this year from a bountiful harvest and good trading. Even with taxes to the king, we still made more than last year.
Were you able to keep the rebel serfs in line? I know there were some who were refusing to pay what they owed to our friend Duke Rochester.
Yes, we were. With our combined power, they yielded to our demand. It's good to have allies, especially since we've pooled our resources. We've both grown richer.
That is good to hear, Father.
Look at what my friend down at the market was able to barter for us, and at a cheap price too.
Wonderful, Father. It's a blessing you know how to read, and Lady Anne-Marie has taught me. But were you able to buy everything else we needed with the remaining money and goods we had stored for trade?
Yes, barely. Since we've increased our rent, this book will be worth it, though. I really wish that we were able to renegotiate the rent. It's too bad some of the men went overboard and tried to rebel. I'm just glad that the Pope has promised we are all forgiven for our sin. I pray to God that we will still have enough money in safe to pay our 10% tithing to the church.
Oh, your mother let you go early, Beth. Good to see you.
What are you reading about this time?
Oh, I've just been reading about something called Greek fire with my tutor. So I figured I'd study more in the library. It's one of the greatest weapons we've ever created. There are so many other inventions that the Empire has created. I wanted to know more about them.
Really? What's the most interesting thing so far?
I learned that scholars have been spending a great time on theology, meaning that they're studying the nature of gods and religious truths. I've decided I love the idea of alchemy. It's the conversion of one element into another. People are trying to transmute things like wood into gold. People can now make base metals look like silver and gold. Take the dome on the church, for example.
Wow, that's really cool. Soon we'll be able to look like royals. Speaking of inventions, a few men in town have been working on a new type of plow to make working the land easier. My father has been able to get a new type of roll called coir, and it's made of coconuts and really strong. It's perfect for sea voyage, and it's resistant to rot and such.
I'll be sure to mention that to my father.
Even though we have cool technology, I love art more.
I think one of the most interesting things is automata, which are placed in the Imperial throne room. They're so cool. They're statues that resemble birds, roaring lions, and moving beasts.
I like those, but I really want to catch a glimpse of the blue and white ware from China.
I'll show it to you soon. It's really beautiful and delicate. That reminds me of glass blowing.
Yeah, my cousin is an apprentice of one. Another cousin is the apprentice to the blacksmith. Really, I didn't expect that blacksmiths could make such lovely mantelpieces and such.
I wasn't aware that blacksmithing can be art. Mother has kept me busy with painting and tapestries. I'm weaving one for my younger brother for when he comes back from visiting with my uncle.
I'm sure he'll love it. My siblings appreciate the quilts I make them for their beds. Oh, that's right. I have to help my mother with the laundry.
All right. I'll see you soon then.
See you soon.
Hi, Beth. Sorry I'm late. We just got home from the church so late.
Oh, that's okay. I was studying the Bible. It's my new hobby. Father's really proud of me.
I imagine so. It's great you're so dedicated to the church. What book are you on?
I'm already on Isaiah. My dream is to be a nun, although Mother needs me at home, so I don't think that'll ever happen.
Beth, you'll never guess who's staying as a guest at our manor.
Not unless you tell me. Some handsome knight.
You know I wouldn't get excited about that. No, it's another traveler who's come to trade with us. Father agreed to let him stay for as long as he wants at our manor. I tell you, he's got the strangest way of dressing. He's what they call a Buddhist, too.
Oh, I think I know who you mean. I believe I saw him passing through the streets a while ago as I came home from the church. The other villagers say he's from Japan. He's brought his daughter with him, too, hasn't he?
Yeah, but she's a little strange. I do like the way she styles her hair, though. And her clothes. The fabric is so soft, but it's still durable. Maybe I'll try the way she dresses. They've also brought these strange new techniques to everything, including sewing. You wouldn't believe the odd foods they prepare. Actually, they're pretty good tasting. I've asked Cook to gather some recipes for me.
Promise you'll bring some to me so I can use and share them with everyone.
Oh, don't worry, I will. I have to rush now. I feel like there's so much we can learn from them. See you later. I cannot believe another year is nearly over. So much has happened, hasn't it? I mean, not just this year, but our entire empire's history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do. Like what you were saying earlier about alchemy and the small rebellions.
Oh yes, and you spoke of choir, that new rope that your father has. But there's been so many more great things that our empire has done that have made a difference. We've really expanded. I'm talking about old laws, like the ones that said you couldn't divorce without a just cause. That law's gone now. There's been other things too.
Oh yes, the church Hagia Sophia. From what I've heard, it's such a wonderful monument. It took long enough to build it, but it's definitely worth it to make a beautiful place for God's temple.
I personally find the dome spectacular. It's a marvel how builders and architects of our time were able to build such an amazing thing. It's so large, it's a wonder it doesn't collapse on itself.
Remember those attacks from the Arabs?
Of course, all Father's men had to go help fight. What about it?
Well, that's another big turning point of the empire. After all, we were able to keep them out of the city with our new powerful Greek fire. Just think of what would have happened without it.
Yes, and don't forget some of the laws that have changed the way a lot of people live. Like the ones where the bishops had to cut their expenses, and the other that forbade monks from attending the hippodrome.
I'd say it's a relief. Monks and figures of the church shouldn't have started attending those gory battles they call entertainment in the first place. Now that I think about it, there have been many new laws that have been created or revised.
Like the ban of prostitution. Really, I'm glad of that one. There was also... what was it Father told me? Oh yes, the Emperor Justinian wiped out countless legal disabilities of actors and actresses.
Still, many aspects of our lives remain the same and unchanged. Our trade still comes from most of the same places, or from the same reasons that it always has. Cloves will always be good for toothaches and tea for healing.
I agree. Plus, we can count on one thing, is that the wealth of a man will always determine his status in the world. Alchemy and other sciences will probably expand exponentially, but it will still be mostly based off all the same concepts, time and time again. Even your ways of farming stay the same as ever.
And blue and white ware will always be beautiful.
Okay, take it in.
The end.